The following Private Investigations Book Read Aloud podcast episode is being voiced over by actor-producer Sydney Rowan, who portrays PI character Rachael Meng. LV55 Media LLC presents Private Investigations Read Alouds, a chronological scene-by-scene read-through of the Private Investigations Book 1 and Book 2 novel for the viewing community. Sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Detectives Chamber and Harrington, both holding small notepads, walking into the hotel hallway into conference room number 4. As the detectives sit down at the conference table directly across from Rachael, she ceases entering notes into her notepad and glances up towards the detectives. "What you got for me?" she asks. "Not a whole lot," Holly exclaims. "The victim with the broken nose is already gone, so we'll have to interview him at the hospital." Rachael nods her head while continuing to write in her notepad. "Did the other 2 victims give you anything?" "Nothing. Nada. They're being very tight-lipped," Detective Harrington proclaims. "I couldn't get anything out of them either," Holly mentions, glancing towards her partner. "Did any of the witnesses you interviewed say if the females were externals or randoms?" Rachael questions, forcing Jerry to flip through a few pages in his notepad before shaking his head. "Nope. All I've got so far is 2 female perps entering the suite, were joined by 2 more females, then they got into a fight with the 3 male victims and left with a 5th female whom they seem to personally know." Rachael flips to another page in her notepad before looking towards the detectives again. "I also have here they used crime scene gathering evidence technique during the altercation. That true?" Detective Chamber nods her head. "Yes, all the witnesses were in agreement about that," Holly acknowledges. "You think the one that was passed out and the other female could be part of one of our undercover units?" Rachael asks. Holly shakes her head. "I doubt it. I periodically work undercover, and these females don't sound familiar to me. I'll personally check the log records when I get back to the precinct. This could be just a simple gang-related incident," Jerry states. "Maybe these females had beef or something against one or more of these guys." Rachael takes a deep breath while pondering her thoughts while flipping back and forth through her notepad. Jerry's phone suddenly rings, causing him to pull his phone and answer. "Detective Harrington speaking." "Hey, Sam. I can't right now," Jerry says, standing and walking off towards the corner of the suite. "No. I understand. I promise I'll call you as soon as we're finished." "No, I promise, Sam." Jerry ends his conversation and rejoins his partner and Rachael at the conference table. "Okay, so far I've got 2 females, both African American, early to mid-20s, possibly a 3rd, mid-20s, who may or may not be Jamaican," Rachael states. "I have several witnesses swearing they heard her speaking with a Jamaican accent," Holly responds. "You know, she could be Puerto Rican or Dominican." Rachael slowly nods her head while continuing to write notes down. "Yeah, you could be right. What about the females who brandished the handgun?" Rachael asks. "That's where it gets confusing," Holly states. 2 witnesses are now saying one of the victims pulled out his gun first. Rachael interrupts Holly from speaking while looking again at her notepad. "Wait a minute. The first notes I had said it was the Asian female who pointed her gun after the fight. And since we haven't recovered a gun, we'll have to assume for the time being the females entered the party with it," Jerry declares. Rachael, momentarily confused, rubs her chin with her hand while viewing her notepad, attempting to decipher all the information. "Good luck on explaining all this to the press," Holly states, as she and Rachael briefly look towards each other. "Thanks a lot," Rachael sarcastically says, before reviewing her notes again. "I don't know if the press is going to buy all this." Holly looks towards Jerry. "Who was on the phone?" she asks. "That was Sam. Had to tell him I'd call him back."
To learn more about Sam Aquino and the many other characters involved in these mysterious, intriguing, suspenseful, and coincidental fiction stories, purchase a copy of Private Investigations, Book 1 and Book 2, in 1 volume by visiting Dorrance Publishing, available both in softcover and e-book formats. Also available at Amazon Books and Barnes & Noble.